ਅਜੀਤ ਵੈਬ ਟੀਵੀ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਹੀ ਦਰਸ਼ਕਾਂ ਦਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ ਜੀ। ਮੈਂ ਕੈਲਗਰੀ ਤੋਂ ਜਸਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਧਾਮੀ ਅੱਜ ਨਵੀਂ ਅਪਡੇਟ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹਾਜ਼ਰ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ। ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਜੀ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰਧਾਨ ਮੰਤਰੀ ਜਸਟਿਨ ਟਰੂਡੋ ਹੋਣਾ ਦੀ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਅੱਜ ਐਲਾਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਪੋਸਟ ਸੈਕੰਡਰੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਵਿਦਿਆਰਥੀ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਸਰਵਿਸ ਗ੍ਰਾਂਟ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤੀ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਆ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਕੋਵਿਡ-19 ਕਰਕੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਕੋਲੋਂ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਰਹੇ, ਇਸ ਟਾਈਮ ਕੰਮਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਔਖੇ ਨੇ ਵਿਚਾਰੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਖਰਚਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਪੂਰਾ। ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਵੀ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਟਾਈਮ ਉਹ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਘੰਟੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨਗੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਉਹ $1000 ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ $5000 ਤੱਕ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹ ਗ੍ਰਾਂਟ ਦਾ ਫਾਇਦਾ ਲੈ ਸਕਣਗੇ। ਆਓ ਸੁਣਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ ਜਸਟਿਨ ਟਰੂਡੋ ਹੋਣਾ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਅੱਜ ਪ੍ਰੈਸ ਕਾਨਫਰੰਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਐਲਾਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ।
Students are facing unique challenges this summer due to the pandemic. At the same time, many are wondering how they can help in the fight against COVID-19. So today, we're launching the new Canada Student Service Grant, which will allow post-secondary students and recent grads to gain valuable experience while also contributing to their communities. If you're a college or university student, or if you just graduated and you decide to volunteer this summer, you could get a grant of between $1,000 and $5,000. The exact amount will depend on how many hours you've completed. To learn more about this program and find opportunities near you, you can head to the Government of Canada website, where today we launched the new I Want to Help portal. Our government will also invest $40 million to create 5,000 MyTax internships for post-secondary students as part of our $9 billion plan to help students during this crisis. MyTax is an NGO that builds partnerships between universities and industry. With their training programs, internships, and projects, they help shape the next generation of innovators. Usually, MyTax caters to master's or PhD research students, but with the funding we're announcing today, they'll expand their internship opportunities to undergraduate students and students in professional programs like law, medicine, or business. For example, one of their new programs will connect MBA students to small businesses that are facing challenges because of the pandemic. The funding will also allow MyTax to partner with more organizations like hospitals, foundations, and municipal governments to create even more opportunities for young people. If we want to build a strong and resilient economy, we have to invest in the next generation. We have to make sure our young people have the right tools to work, innovate, and succeed in the economy of the future. In this vein, our government will invest in Canada Summer Jobs to create 10,000 new job placements for young people aged between 15 and 30. We will also support an additional 20,000 job placements for post-secondary students in high-demand sectors through the Student Work Placement Program. And to make sure young people are prepared for the jobs of tomorrow, we're investing in the Digital Skills for Youth and the Computer for Schools Plus programs. Minister Baines will have more to say on this later, but here's the bottom line. There are fewer jobs and many co-op, internship, and community service placements because of the pandemic. So if you're a student and new grad, we're creating tens of thousands of jobs for you. We're making sure that you can still learn new skills, gain valuable work experience, make money for the year ahead, and contribute to your community.
ਇਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੀਏ ਜੀ ਅਲਬਰਟਾ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰੀਮੀਅਰ ਜੈਸਨ ਕੈਨੀ ਹੋਣਾ ਦੀ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਅੱਜ ਇੱਕ ਪ੍ਰੈਸ ਕਾਨਫਰੰਸ ਦੇ ਦੌਰਾਨ ਐਲਾਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਕੈਲਗਰੀ, ਰੌਕੀ ਵਿਊ ਕਾਉਂਟੀ ਅਤੇ ਏਡਰੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੋ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਇਸ 13 ਜੂਨ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੇ ਗੜੇਮਾਰੀ ਹੋਈ ਆ ਅਤੇ ਨੁਕਸਾਨ ਹੋਇਆ ਘਰਾਂ ਦਾ ਅਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਗੱਡੀਆਂ ਦਾ ਅਤੇ ਜਾਂ ਹੋਰ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਨਿੱਜੀ ਜਾਇਦਾਦਾਂ ਦਾ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਮਦਦ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਜੋ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਘਟਨਾ ਰਿਕਵਰੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤਾ ਆ, ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਅਧੀਨ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਮਦਦ ਕੀਤੀ ਜਾਊਗੀ। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦਾ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ ਨੁਕਸਾਨ ਹੋਇਆ ਉਹ ਔਨਲਾਈਨ ਅਪਲਾਈ ਕਰ ਸਕਣਗੇ ਆਉਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਦਿਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ। ਇਸ ਟਾਈਮ 'ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸੰਬੋਧਿਤ ਕੀਤਾ ਉਹ ਆਪਾਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਕਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਂਝਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ। ਇਸ ਮੌਕੇ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਕੈਬਨਿਟ ਮੰਤਰੀ ਰਾਜਨ ਸਾਨੀ ਹੋਣਾ ਨੇ ਵੀ ਸੰਬੋਧਿਤ ਕੀਤਾ, ਉਹ ਵੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਕਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਂਝਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ।
I would like to thank as well Ministers Sani for being here, as well as MLAs Mickey Amory, Devinder Tour, and Mohammed Yassin for an important announcement about disaster relief for Southern Alberta communities affected by the extreme rain and hailstorms that happened in the region on the 13th of June, Saturday. People who live in the view of the Rocky Mountains in Southern Alberta count themselves blessed to do so most of the time. But the beauty and grandeur of the mountains and the year-round recreational opportunities that they offer do come at a price. When clouds heavily laden with Pacific moisture pass over the mountains and drop down into the foothills, it routinely generates high winds and all kinds of turbulent local weather, as Calgarians know very well. Most of that weather is benign, Chinooks in winter and thunder showers in spring and summer, but sometimes violent storm cells develop that can produce not only gale force winds and lightning, but severe hail and even tornadoes. That's what happened on June 13. Environment Canada issued a severe thunderstorm watch just before noon on that day, and then upgraded it to a warning at 6:37 p.m. after spotting a huge angry storm south of Alberta. South of High River, barreling north at 60 kilometers an hour. It struck Calgary just after 7 p.m., pulverizing especially the northeast quadrant of the city and parts of Airdrie and Rocky View County as well, with tennis ball-sized hail, torrential winds, and sheets of rain. The hail shredded siding on homes and businesses and shattered windows and windshields and pounded deep dents in cars and trucks. Thankfully, no one was hurt, but the hail and flood damage was massive. When I say no one was hurt, I do have friends actually who were outside and they got pelted pretty bad, but thankfully nobody was seriously hurt or hospitalized. Storm sewers were overwhelmed. 250-pound manhole covers blew off like bottle caps. Several roadways and tunnels around the airport were underwater, stranding some drivers and even inundating the Calgary Police Service West Winds campus. And I know that the WestJet campus on the airport as well was affected. In places, the hail piled up so high that it looked like a winter snowstorm. Nearly 400 homes and small businesses suffered some over-the-surface flood damage. At least 20 were filled to the main floor with water, and 15,000 homes were without power for a period. Following a detailed hydrological analysis, the Alberta Emergency Management Agency has classified this as an extraordinary event, meaning that it has met the 1 in 25-year threshold. That means that the storm in Calgary, Airdrie, and surrounding areas qualifies for funding under the Government of Alberta's Disaster Relief Program. We will expedite a package to help cover uninsurable loss and damages and costs incurred by the cities of Calgary, Airdrie, and Rocky View County. Most of the damage to homes and businesses, as well as vehicles, will of course be covered by private insurance. The Insurance Bureau of Canada's initial estimate of insured damage claims is between $250 and $500 million. I understand that through the IBC that insurance companies have received more than 35,000 claims for damages, and 99% of those that have been submitted have been assessed to have coverage. Fewer than 1% have been assessed as not having coverage. But recognizing that some damages are uninsured, we'll continue working with the Mayor and Council on community needs. And I just spoke to Mayor Nenshi again about this matter in the past hour, and we appreciate the good work of the City of Calgary in helping Calgarians get through this. Natural disasters are a fact of life here in Alberta and around the world. Many places endure far worse events than we do, including hurricanes and typhoons. But between fires and floods, we're certainly getting our share of nature's wrath this year and in recent years. But every time this happens, Albertans are there for each other. That's what I was so touched to see in visiting families with Minister Sawhney in Northeast Calgary last weekend, to see how the community came together immediately. Neighbors helping neighbors, charities and faith organizations reaching out to those severely affected, and that is exactly the Alberta spirit that will get us through this. This was the spirit, as I say, of last year's epic fire season, and again in this spring's northern ice jams and floods. I want to say a special thank you to the first responders in the City of Calgary for having been on the scene helping residents so immediately following the hailstorm. to EMS, fire, police, utility workers, and others who restored service, cleared, drained waterways, and opened up the northeast quadrant of the city as quickly as possible following the storm. And so I once again want to say that we will be working with the City of Calgary on the details of the disaster relief program response and funding. We await their initial application. Typically, the way this works is that the affected municipalities will submit a application under the DRP that delineates their estimates of the need to repair or replace affected municipal infrastructure, in addition to the cost of emergency response, and in addition the potential payments to support uninsurable damage, I should say, to uninsurable private property. So as is normally the case with the DRP, we will work very closely with the municipality on this, and I look forward to hearing now from Minister Sawhney. Oh, I guess I go this way. Yes.
Thank you, Premier and Minister Madu, and good afternoon, everyone. As MLA for Calgary Northeast, along with my colleagues, MLAs Amery, Tour, and Yaseen, I know that this is welcome news for our constituents. I know that a disaster recovery program will assist the city and area residents to respond to this devastating event. We have heard you, and I know that Premier witnessed the impacts firsthand when we inspected the storm area last weekend and we met with many families who were impacted. Recovery will not happen overnight. I know that many of the people listening may still be trying to access repairs and supports. I want you to know that your government is here. We are listening and we are responding. Our government will be with you as you rebuild and respond to the impacts of this extreme weather incident. If you have unresolved concerns, please know that we are available to help you navigate through the supports. Please do reach out to our constituency offices. Thank you, and thank you so much for your patience.
ਇਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੀਏ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਅਤੇ ਅਲਬਰਟਾ ਦੇ ਅੰਕੜਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਜੀ, ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕੇਸ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਆਏ ਨੇ 1,02,268 ਨੇ। ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਮੌਤਾਂ ਦੀ ਗਿਣਤੀ 8,455 ਹੋ ਚੁੱਕੀ ਹੈ ਜੀ। ਹੁਣ ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਅਲਬਰਟਾ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੀਏ, ਅਲਬਰਟਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 7,851 ਕੇਸ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਆਏ ਨੇ। ਨਵੇਂ ਕੇਸ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 26 ਜੋੜੇ ਗਏ ਨੇ ਜੀ। ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ICU ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਹਸਪੀਟਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਦਾਖਲ ਨੇ 8 ਨੇ, ਤੇ ਉੱਦਾਂ ਹਸਪਤਾਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆ ਉਹ 38 ਕੇਸ ਦਾਖਲ ਨੇ ਜੀ। ਤੰਦਰੁਸਤ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆ 7,191 ਹੋਏ ਨੇ। ਜਿਹੜੀ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਕਿਰਿਆਸ਼ੀਲ ਐਕਟਿਵ ਕੇਸ ਨੇ ਜੀ ਉਹ 506 ਨੇ ਜੀ। ਤੇ ਕੁੱਲ ਮੌਤਾਂ ਦੀ ਗਿਣਤੀ ਹੁਣ ਤੱਕ 154 ਹੋ ਚੁੱਕੀ ਆ। ਪਿਛਲੇ 24 ਘੰਟਿਆਂ ਦੌਰਾਨ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਇੱਕ ਮੌਤ ਹੋਈ ਆ ਜੀ। ਤੇ ਕੁੱਲ ਟੈਸਟ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆ 4,15,716 ਹੋਏ ਨੇ ਜੀ। ਜੇ ਹੁਣ ਆਪਾਂ ਵੱਖ-ਵੱਖ ਜ਼ੋਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੀਏ, ਕੈਲਗਰੀ ਜ਼ੋਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 5,238 ਕੇਸ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਆਏ ਨੇ, ਤੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿਰਿਆਸ਼ੀਲ ਨੇ ਕੇਸ ਜੀ ਉਹ 207 ਨੇ। ਇਸੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਐਡਮਿੰਟਨ ਜ਼ੋਨ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੀਏ ਤਾਂ 925 ਕੇਸ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਆਏ ਨੇ, ਤੇ 237 ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆ ਐਕਟਿਵ ਕੇਸ ਨੇ ਜੀ। ਸੈਂਟਰਲ ਜ਼ੋਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 90 ਕੇਸ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਆਏ ਨੇ, ਤਾਂ 3 ਕੇਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਐਕਟਿਵ ਨੇ ਜੀ। ਸਾਊਥ ਜ਼ੋਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 1,291 ਕੇਸ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਆਏ ਨੇ ਜੀ, ਤੇ ਇਸੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ 23 ਕੇਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਐਕਚੁਅਲੀ ਐਕਟਿਵ ਨੇ ਜੀ। ਜੇ ਹੁਣ ਆਪਾਂ ਨਾਰਥ ਜ਼ੋਨ ਦੀ ਕਰੀਏ 292 ਕੇਸ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਆਏ ਨੇ ਜੀ, ਤੇ 33 ਕੇਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆ ਇਸ ਲਈ ਐਕਟਿਵ ਨੇ। ਜਿਹੜੇ 15 ਕੇਸ ਅਣਜਾਣ ਥਾਵਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਪਾਏ ਗਏ ਨੇ, ਵੱਖ-ਵੱਖ ਥਾਵਾਂ ਤੋਂ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਅਜੇ ਪੁਸ਼ਟੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਈ, ਪਰ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 3 ਕੇਸ ਐਕਟਿਵ ਪਾਏ ਗਏ ਨੇ ਜੀ। ਤੇ ਆਓ ਸੁਣਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਡੀਨਾ ਹਿੰਸਾ ਹੋਣਾ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪ੍ਰੈਸ ਕਾਨਫਰੰਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅੱਜ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਹੈ ਜੀ।
I'm pleased to report today that 7,191 Albertans have now recovered from COVID-19. We've conducted more than 6,300 new tests and have identified 26 more cases in the province that happened yesterday. Currently, 38 people are hospitalized with COVID-19, including 8 who are currently in the ICU. I must report 1 new death in Alberta, bringing our total lives lost to 154. This death is linked to the outbreak in a unit at the Misericordia Community Hospital. 6 patients and 5 staff have now tested positive for COVID-19. My colleagues have assured me that outbreak measures are in place and aggressive testing is underway. All patients on the affected units and staff who have either worked on or been present on those units are being tested even if they do not have symptoms. This is yet another reminder that COVID-19 can be a very serious illness. My condolences go out to all those who are grieving this new death. As Minister Shandro said, testing is one of the most important tools we have to keep Albertans protected. And we know that strong testing data helps us understand how our communities are affected by COVID-19. With pharmacists starting to perform the testing, this means people have options closer to home. I want to make sure that we remember it is particularly important that anyone who has symptoms that could be related to COVID-19 get tested. I have heard some reports lately of people with symptoms who don't want to be tested, as they are afraid of the stigma they might face if the test comes back positive. This is an important concern to address. We will only be successful in keeping COVID-19 spread manageable if we are able to use evidence-based interventions such as contact tracing and self-isolation of close contacts. I know that it can be uncomfortable to be in this position, whether you are a case or a close contact. I also know that by being tested and participating with public health follow-up, this makes a difference and protects your community. If you are feeling ill, getting tested is the right thing to do, both for yourself and for those around you. With Canada Day approaching, I want to remind all of us that COVID-19 is still very much a threat to Albertans, young and old. I know many people are tired of following health measures and physical distancing, particularly as the risk of severe outcomes is lower for those under 60 years of age. However, a lower risk does not mean there is no risk at all. In fact, the majority of active cases we have identified in recent weeks are in Albertans under the age of 40. At this time, the average age of COVID-19 infections in Alberta is 39. No one is immune to COVID-19, and currently there are 4 Edmontonians in hospital under the ages of 30. These patients do not have any underlying health conditions, and yet they are very sick. This is another reminder that COVID-19 does not discriminate. Another example is the outbreak at the high-rise apartment building in Calgary that I mentioned last week. This outbreak will be listed online tomorrow. There are now 32 cases associated with the outbreak, including 3 in hospital, who were otherwise healthy individuals. I want to say again that we should all be grateful to everyone who has been tested and who is participating in public health follow-up.
ਇਹ ਸੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਅਪਡੇਟ। ਕੱਲ ਦੁਬਾਰਾ ਫਿਰ ਨਵੀਂ ਅਪਡੇਟ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹਾਜ਼ਰ ਹੋਵਾਂਗੇ। ਅਜੀਤ ਵੈਬ ਟੀਵੀ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਹੀ ਦਰਸ਼ਕਾਂ ਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ।